And good morning, happy Monday. It is bright and shiny here in the GameSpot offices, and I'm sitting here with Justin Calvert, who has been playing the hell out of Gran Turismo 5, which we got in not too long ago. So we're just going to take it away. We know you guys have been looking forward to it for many, many years. So let's dive right in. Justin, what are we checking out?
Yeah, so I'll take you to the main menu screen here so you can see what you're going to see the first time you start it up. One thing I'll point out right off the bat is that there's a pretty lengthy optional install that you can do, which we have done. So that takes about maybe 40-45 minutes to install like 6.5 gig to your hard drive. It definitely speeds things up, but you're still probably going to see a few load times. If you don't install at all, those load times are a lot longer.
And then to be clear, the game does another way. It goes about installing in a different way.
Yeah,
right?
It kind of installs stuff on the fly as and when you need it, so that you're like the first time you go to a track, it'll install it. But the weird thing is that it seems to install it again the second time you go there. So I'm not really sure. Okay, so first I'll just show you arcade mode real quick. So I've imported all my cars from the PSP version of Gran Turismo. You can only import 50, and then those are only available in arcade mode. So 2-player battles, drift trials, time trials, and single races. So I'll set up a single race here. Plenty of tracks to choose from. So let's maybe go. You know what, I'm going to go back to London. How about that?
You might as well go local for yourself. That's all good.
So yeah, there's plenty here. So actually I haven't marked any cars as favorites. So these are the cars that you just get in arcade mode. There's a pretty good number of them. Yeah, more than enough. But then these are the ones that I've imported from my PSP. So yeah, 50 cars that I unlocked in that. So what do I want to drive? And you know what? This is my favorite car in the world, so I'm going to drive that.
All right, now, and you pick the 50, right? It just doesn't grab 50.
Yeah, you can pick any 50. It basically presents you with a huge list of like every single car on your PSP, and then it's like, you know, which 50 do you want to import? And you're not limited to just doing that once. So you can definitely, you know, if you import 50 and you're like, you know what, I don't need 10 different Honda S2000s. Maybe I'll swap a few out for these other cars I've unlocked. So yeah, you have that option for sure. So yeah, still loading here just for a second.
And this is after the install.
This is after the install.
Okay.
Still takes a little while. Okay, here we go. Let's just jump right in. So shows you all the cars you're up against. Like previous GTs, it's like sometimes you'll get a real good mix, and you know, it feels like the cars are fairly evenly matched. But there have definitely been times when I've gone into races where I felt horribly overpowered or underpowered, and you know, not much chance of winning. So this is obviously the kind of bumper cam. We've got a hood cam, and we've got this cam. Now, what you're probably wondering is why I'm not going to use the interior view with the cockpit and steering wheel and stuff. And that is because, well, okay, this car isn't going to cut it.
Bad choice.
But that's because this particular car, like about 800 others, does not have an interior, which I don't know. I mean, I was pretty surprised by that because I knew the premium cars were the only ones that were going to have the kind of super sweet interiors, but actually they're the only ones that have interiors, period. Which is unfortunate, you know, because I think if you're playing, especially if you're going to play with a steering wheel, then you know, you probably want to use that view, and that is, yeah, it's just not an option with a lot of the cars. What I will say is that based on the cars I've unlocked so far in GT mode, I think most of the premium cars are the kind of high-end ones that you're going to want to be using later on. So, you know, once you've gone through GT mode and unlocked, oh shoot, It's okay. You know what? This car won't damage either, so don't even worry about it.
This is true. So
not a stretch.
Talk to us about the damage model, because that does also apply to premium.
I mean, I haven't been exploring the damage model too much because I've been trying to just get through the game and like unlock stuff as much as I can. But the premium cars to date are the only ones I've noticed any damage on. And I mean, you'll probably see some when I take out a Ferrari or something. But yeah, like they kind of crumple and stuff, but it's not necessarily. I don't know, like it's like headlight. Like I was driving a Mini, and like I smacked it real good, and the headlights they look like they crumpled like a panel rather than smash because they're made of glass. Okay, I was just going to say I'll quit this, but I guess I'm almost done with my spectacular 10th place finish. So
well, we're just going to chalk that up to you're showing the range.
Yeah. Well, then you know what? Maybe then we can check out the replay real quick, just so you can see that. And
in terms of replay, what kind of features do we have this installment?
So with the full replay, you can definitely change all the camera angles and stuff the way you've always been able to in these things. So it's not doing the replay yet. It's just the. But yeah, and then one of the other things you can do is you can like stop it at any time, and you can take photos and that kind of stuff. And that's actually the only way that you can take photos of cars that are non-premium. If you want to do like they have the full-on photo mode where you get to use all fancy camera settings and really set something up to look like gorgeous.
Glamour shots, yeah.
You can only use premium cars. So my 2000 GT here, my favorite car in the world, I cannot use in photo mode because I guess the model, I mean you can see the model there, it has some jagged lines and stuff. It's maybe, it doesn't look all that, really. I guess it looks cool, but there are some caveats there. So that's the replay anyway.
All right.
So obviously you can change the view. You can have all the different views that you want. So let's go into Gran Turismo mode. So Gran Turismo mode obviously it's a lot like it is in previous games. One of the things that I think is new, it's a long time since I played GT4, but so they still have the license tests, but I think they appear to be like completely optional now, because the way that you unlock additional challenges and stuff is by leveling up as a driver, and license tests contribute to that. Like you earn XP, but you also earn XP for races and for all that stuff, so you don't really need to do the license tests, I don't think. I've done a couple of them anyway. So I'll show you the special events first. Those are kind of neat. There's a bunch of different ones. So I'll show go-karting first. How about that? So go-karting, NASCAR school. So far this is the only NASCAR stuff I've seen where it's like lessons from Jeff Gordon, and I haven't yet done a full NASCAR race, but I'm assuming that stuff's in there. Top Gear test track, that's some fun stuff. Like
what's your favorite?
Yeah, like the first one is you race in those VW camper vans, then you race around in like Lotuses and that stuff. Amg Driving Academy, lessons driving around the Nürburgring in a bunch of different cars. Rally does exactly what it says on the tin. Grand Tour, that's like you have to do a bunch of very different events back to back, like spanning like all across Europe. This one I haven't quite unlocked yet because I have to be level 16 to do that, and I'm only level 15. But maybe by the end of this thing we'll get going. So first I'll show you some go-karting, and let's go to Tokyo Bay. And I do have my own go-kart, which it's not going to give me the option to change into it unless I go to the garage. Okay. And that is one of the premium cars. So there's my go-kart.
How much were you able to tweak it?
You mean like mess with the settings and stuff on the car? I actually haven't tried doing much of the go-kart. I guess you probably can tune it. Oh, it looks like. Oh yeah, I can. Nah, just tires, I guess, on the go-kart.
Well, it is a go-kart.
Yeah, it is a go-kart. Okay, so now it should let me race. So yeah, the go-karts are pretty twitchy, as you would expect. So I'll apologize in advance for any crazy driving. But
it is first thing in the morning.
The other thing is, it's a Gran Turismo game though, so you can definitely get away with a lot where like banging into other cars and stuff is concerned. It's I was racing one event where it was like an all Ferrari challenge, and you start at the back of a pack of 16 Ferraris, and trying to drive sensibly, I was finding it really, really tough. But if I just kind of barrel down the first straight, crash into everyone on the first corner, I could be like in a podium position before we're out of that corner.
So this is you.
Next to no damage. And that's my small thing, but yeah, the first thing you have to do in GT mode is actually choose your driver, like choose his outfit. Whoa, oh, okay, off to a good start. It's okay. If I get this going right, I can totally catch you.
Alright, I have faith. Alright, so you basically pick your driver.
Yeah, you have to choose your driver and then you're stuck with it forever. You make a point of telling that to you. So I've got white overalls and a red helmet forever. Which is all good. Yeah, hopefully I can catch these guys.
And so visual-wise, this looks fairly low-key. Because I mean, it's a go-kart track.
Yeah, I mean, the tracks are... I don't know. I mean, you know, you can judge for yourself, right? I mean, the tracks, they look okay, but I don't know that they look, you know, awesome. they look fine, and I mean, you don't get a lot of pop-up, and everything moves fast, and I haven't had any frame rate hitches or anything like that, so that's all good. But it's a 5-lap race. I can catch this guy.
Maybe we'll let you get in first position and then back out, because I know the people at home want to watch five laps of go-kart
You mean
racing.
people might be getting bored of go-karts? Really?
Quite possibly. Now this was one of the cool new things that they announced for the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's new, and it's kind of fun, and it's
So how deep?
It's a very different way to drive. It's not that deep. I mean, I think the only stuff there is in go-karting is there's like 2 or 3 tracks, and then they just appear in challenge mode. So you've just got beginner, intermediate, and expert challenges. I've already got gold on the beginner and intermediate ones. This is one of the intermediate ones. But then the expert stuff, I have to be a higher level before I'm allowed to attempt. But yeah, you get the idea. I think we can probably quit out of this now.
You could totally have taken this if you'd wanted to. We get that.
I could have won. I think that goes without saying.
All right.
Okay, let's quit out.
And so basic structure, like all the Gran Turismos we know, do well in races, raise your level.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just raise your level. Yeah, like keep doing more and more challenges, and then if you get stuck on a challenge, maybe it's because you're not driving very well, or maybe just your car isn't quite up to speed. So you can go buy a better car, or you can upgrade your existing car. I need to change my car before it'll let me look at events.
Nice.
So let's go in my garage.
So have you had a chance to hop into the car tweaking at all?
I haven't messed with the tuning stuff too much. I've been buying extra parts for some of my cars. I can definitely show you some of that. First, I'm just gonna get in a decent car here. So this, I think it's pretty well known that Kazunori owns a GT40. So it's a pretty good ride.
And at this point, probably every car in the game.
So yeah, probably. So it's one of the premium ones, and then we can. It also qualifies as a muscle car. So
nice.
Let's go to Laguna Seca. That's a tough one. So yeah, this is one of the premium cars. So I gotta say, I don't use the whole cockpit view thing an awful lot, but I'll try to
do it for the folks at home.
Use that at least for part of this race, so you can see it.
And then so now that you've been kind of banging around on it, how's the handling? Because that's the big thing for a lot of people.
Yeah, the handling's cool. Like it's, I'm using the default settings right now, so it's fairly forgiving because it has like traction control and stuff turned on. If you want like a full sim, you can turn that stuff way down and you know, really make it a lot harder for yourself. But yeah, that's not me, not yet. So you could, I mean, I think right away you can see this car just looks way nicer than the 2000 GT did. And we have cockpit view.
Yay!
And I also have this kind of racing line thing switched on. That's also like a default. I found it really helpful actually learning some of these circuits again. But yeah, there is an option to turn that off in case anybody's wondering.
So yeah, it seems like, especially this installment, they're kind of working really hard to make it as accessible to anybody.
I think it's definitely more user friendly than some of the others. Like if you're not like a big driving game guy, especially, and I think that's that's probably why the license tests are optional now. And they're all the same stuff they've always been. It's like, you know, drive for 400 meters and then stop in a box and like taking corners quickly and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because the license tests will work.
Yeah, they used to. I remember in the very first game, like there were license tests I don't think I ever beat. Go back to my regular view here.
Yeah, my brother and I just used to trade off.
Oh yeah.
We tag teamed the license tests in the first couple games.
Yeah, they were hard. And there's some stuff in this game that's come back from Gran Turismo 2, and it's some of the stuff I'm pretty excited about. Like I think Gran Turismo 2 was the last one. I might be wrong. I think Gran Turismo 2 is the last one, at least I remember, where I spent a lot of time buying used cars. And that's a big thing in this because when you go to the dealerships for new cars, they have very limited stock, and as far as I can tell, that stock never changes. So, like for example, like the Toyota 2000 GT that I love, I cannot buy that from a Toyota dealer. I have to wait for that to show up on the used car market. And you know, sod's law, like when I started up the game, there it was in the used car market, like way before I could afford it. And since then it has never ever been there. So in GT mode I don't yet own that car. Okay, so I'm in first. This, you know, my car's a little too powerful, I guess. You can tell my driving isn't all that right now. But yeah, so that, you know, and if I were to beat this, I would obviously just earn more credits, earn more XP towards leveling up. But enough of the Ford GT doing rounds at Laguna Seca. Let's see what else I can show you.
Yeah, take us into some of the other modes.
Yeah, let's have a look here.
And then car-wise, got over 1,000.
Yeah, I mean,
folks that are trying to keep score at home.
Yeah, there's way over 1,000 cars. The thing with that, which isn't going to come as a surprise to anyone, because of just how thorough these guys are, is that, you know, a lot of these cars are pretty similar. Mm-hmm. You know, so if you, like in arcade mode, for example, like I think I have like 10 different Honda S2000s, which is kind of ridiculous. I'll show you real quickly. I'll show you the dealerships, just to show you what I'm talking about. So, you know, tons of cars here, tons of different brands, and they've got some neat stuff like tuner stuff. Like I think this is one that won an award, or one of these. I don't know. Oh, so these are Gran Turismo. So these are kind of the fantasy vehicles. So like, I think this is like a tuning option for the 350Z that isn't available, but they thought it would be cool, so they made it in game anyway. You know, they love their cars. I can't remember where it is. There's stuff here, like one of them I think is one that won at like a Tokyo car show. They picked it out as like the coolest custom car, and so they put it in the game. But yeah, you'll see like the stocks here are pretty limited, so if you're into Aston Martin, don't worry, this is not the only Aston Martin in the game. Like there are several more, but you have to find them used. And I'll show you the used market real quick.
And so I guess I should point out the bar up top, that's kind of with you in every mode. And it says your levels?
Yeah, so that's my A spec rating of 15. That's or my level rather, and that's when you're driving yourself. And then B spec is when you have like an AI driver that you're giving basic instructions to, like telling them what pace to drive at and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So you can see a lot of these. So the stock here has obviously changed recently. That's why everything says just in even next to it.
Thought it was trying to get your attention.
Yeah, so, oh man, I can't quite afford that. I would love to buy a Lamborghini, but I'm just like 10,000 credits shy. So yeah, you definitely find cool stuff here that you're not going to find at the dealers.
And it changes up in between races, or what levels?
It changes pretty frequently. Like you can, pretty much every time like you go do a race and finish it, when you come back, there'll be maybe like 6 to 8 new cars there, and anytime you go it'll show you which stuff is new since the last time you were there. So let's see what other events have I got here that I can show you. You know, I don't have cars to enter some of these. Let's go to one that I've already done. So yeah, these, you know, if you've played Gran Turismo before, you can see this is all the usual stuff. You know, it's like, okay, this is for old muscle cars. They probably have to be like prior to 79 or something. Japanese cars from the 90s. You have to use a French car. Like, and they take place at tracks that are relevant as well. So if you do the French one, it takes place at Le Mans. These take place at Suzuka. The muscle cars are on Daytona. That kind of stuff. You know what? Let's do a sport truck challenge. How about that?
We don't have enough trucks on the show.
I already showed you Laguna Seca, so we'll go here. So it's telling me those are all the cars that are eligible. I do know that I have one of those. I have 2 of them. I have a Daihatsu Midget with 32 horsepower. Probably not going to cut it, so we'll try the Ford. That'll work. And the I gotta say, like I'm not a huge fan of like oval racing in real life, but I think it actually works really well in the game because they've nailed the whole kind of drafting thing. So when you tuck up behind someone, or even if you're a little distance away from them, you get a very noticeable boost of speed. And the Jeff Gordon NASCAR challenges in like the challenge mode, they actually do a really good job of teaching you how to do that and forcing you to, you know, draft one car, get past it, get right in behind another one, and yeah, I'm having a good time with it, and I'm hoping there's more NASCAR stuff in here. See, as you can see, the load times are they're still not quick.
They're there.
Still not quick.
Yeah. And so Jeff Gordon, you mentioned, he has his own challenges, and he's kind of your tutor, right?
Yeah, he's totally talking you through the beginner and intermediate stuff, and then, I mean, I haven't got the expert stuff yet. I'm hoping that that's going to be like full on, like race. I don't know if it's going to be a season, but at least like a full field of NASCARs, and because they're all in there. Like, there's a ton of different ones. So yeah, you can see I'm getting like a good boost of speed just by tucking in behind these guys. Not super quick because, you know, it's a truck, but it's a little, oh man, I hate getting boxed in like this. I guess that's my own fault.
Too greedy.
I have to use a bit of muscle. Oh no, don't do it.
And you still haven't had a chance to mess around with it with the wheel, obviously.
Yeah, I haven't used the wheel yet. We have got a wheel in the office now, so I'm definitely going to mess with that before the review. But yeah, and I guess on the subject of the review, I'll just mention that none of the online stuff in this game is being turned on until Wednesday, which is the day it comes out. So, so sadly, even though, you know, we've already put a pretty good chunk of time into the game, the review is going to have to wait until after release when we can test, you know, all the online options, the Gran Turismo TV, like all the extra stuff that's a part of this package, because it is a, you know, it's a huge package. I mean, you know, regardless of whether or not the cars look as good as we think they should and that kind of stuff, like this is, you get a lot of racing for your money in here. So there we go.
And this year's, I mean, this entry in the series probably is like the most aggressive they've ever been with online.
Yeah, I mean, weird because in GT4 they cancelled the online. I think I was at the press conference in Tokyo where that happened. So yeah, I mean, finally you're going to get to race against friends and stuff online.
Yeah,
and that's I think that's really important for this game because the AI, while it's definitely better than it's been in previous games, like you definitely feel like they're competing with each other a bit. It's still not. You know, you're not going to see the AI getting into huge crashes or like, you know, I don't know.
That's what human people are
for.
for.
Like it's not on a par with, say, the kind of stuff that Codemasters has been doing in racing games for a while.
Right.
That kind of thing. I'm just going to finish this one real quick since I'm almost there, and maybe it'll be enough for me to get to my next level.
It's like, yeah, I know you want the points. Go ahead, we'll let you.
I need some XP here.
And you can buy that car if you get enough.
That's true, yeah. If I earn some more money, I can buy that Lamborghini that I've got my eyes on.
And then maybe you can pop into the B-Spec mode.
Yeah, I'll show the B-Spec mode for sure. I haven't messed with that too much because, you know, frankly, I think it's more fun to drive myself than be telling an AI what to do. But yeah, I do have a driver he's done maybe half a dozen or more races already, so, and he's leveling up the whole time as well, and you can see his stats improving, like, you know, he gets better at braking, he has better mental strength, so he's not going to get like way stressed out if he's losing or something.
Freak out on the road.
Yeah, like I've had some pretty frustrating times. Oh man, you know, I think I'm still like a few grand short for that Lamborghini.
Sorry, man.
And I'm still a little bit short for level 15 too. Oh. But yeah, I'll show you B-Spec mode real quick.
Now we heard like some fairly awesome guitar music there at the end, but just even listening to why you've been playing it, it's kind of a weird mix of music in this game.
Yeah, to say that the music is eclectic would be a massive understatement. It's there's like, you know, you have cool jazz, you'll have just crazy piano stuff, rock. I mean, just tons of different stuff. So this is all the same races are in B-Spec mode. They're in A-Spec mode. And as you can see, I'm not very far into it. So my guy, he's won the Sunday Cup, the front engine, front wheel drive, and the World Compact stuff. So I'm gonna put him, it should prompt me to choose a different car for him.
All right, I'm looking at,
for the classics.
I'm looking at random questions come in, and
I like the classics. You can see I have a lot of classic cars. I'm gonna put him in the E-Type Jag.
All right, at some point someone would like to see a Corvette.
Oh yeah, I can definitely do that. I think I have a Corvette. I think I have a slightly older Corvette, but I do have a Corvette.
It's a Corvette.
Yeah.
That works.
Okay, so he's now in that car. He can race there. So this is my driver, Jay Iglesias. The names are random.
Oh, because that sure sounds like Julio.
Yeah. I did spot, oh whoa, hang on, what does that say? I don't have enough drivers? Oh, there we go. I did notice an H. Kojima racing in one of these.
Nice.
He was in a truck race that I did, I think. H. Kojima. So yeah, B-Spec obviously isn't brand new to the series. So yeah, and then now I'm just basically handing one of my cars over to the AI, and then it's almost like you're a kind of team manager or something. So you get to be looking at all the split times of your opponents and stuff, and you're keeping an eye on your driver, like his stress level and his his kind of physical strength, his mental strength, and then based on that, you can tell him either to go faster, go slower, maintain his current pace, or you can straight up just tell him when to overtake. Which is a little strange, but yeah, so here we go. He's in the E-Type, all classic cars, and he should dominate this because this car is way more powerful than most of the stuff he's up against. He'll be fine. So there's different views here. I can bring up this, so this is all the split times and everything, and I can still keep an eye on the race, and I can still change camera angles, I can look behind him, all that stuff. But then I can, using these headphones, I can give him instructions. So, I think he should actually be driving quicker, I think, right? Pace up, buddy. What are you playing at?
And so what is his mental strength effect? Like how he takes...
So his strength and his mental strength are good right now, but they will deteriorate as a race goes on. But then the more important thing is just this thing to the left here where there's a bar fading from blue to red. I can't actually highlight it with the arrow, but it's there, and it's right in the red right now. So he's kind of stressed out, like his temperament is hot, like he's not winning. I'm telling him to drive faster, like he knows he should be winning. He's in the E-Type Jag against a bunch of like old ass cars there. He should be winning, he's not. He knows I'm gonna be angry. But yeah, and that's really it. You know, like you're telling him what to do. I'm actually amazed he's not. Oh, there we go. Nice. You know, maybe I need to tell him to overtake stuff more. Overtake. That's what you do. See how you're fourth. If you overtake, you'll be third, and that's good.
So you only have the 4 orders. You can't give him positive encouragement, chill him out.
No, it's just it's just 4 very basic, like, hey, you know what would be good? Drive faster and in front of other cars. Do that, and you're golden. So yeah, and you can change the camera here. You can have more of a
extreme close-up.
Yeah, you can have like more of a TV style cam. And if you want to, you can have it focus on different cars. It doesn't have to be on your driver's car. But yeah, that's B-Spec mode. I don't like it as much as driving myself. So I'm going to quit out of that.
Alright, why don't you back us out, show us a Corvette.
I will show you a Corvette. I will even go to the dealer and we'll see which ones they have available.
Right, and there's actually a request from, can't make this out on this device, but they want you to turn off the blue lines.
Thanks guys, yeah, no problem.
And then is there a BMW X6?
And I have not seen an X6 yet, but I haven't checked the BMW dealer, so maybe there's one there. Okay, so first let's check the dealers here. Okay, here we go. So Camaro, there's a Corvette 69.
Nice.
Camaro, Corvette. I think that might be the one that I have in black. So yeah, there's some pretty good ones, and plenty of racing ones. And actually, the race model cars, like, they actually do show up occasionally in the used car section, but not very often. But if you see one there, like, they're way cheaper, because you can see all these cost like $500,000. When race cars do show up, they tend to be 100,000, 200,000. So you definitely save a bit of money. Let's check BMW real quick. I definitely haven't seen an X6 in the used section.
Alright, okay, so more requests coming in. Okay, show the Top Gear test track, please.
Oh yeah.
Which is, sure. I don't think we have to tell you twice. And then they want to see weather effects and rally cars.
Okay.
I think we need like a checklist.
Let's see what I can do here.
Did you look for the BMW yet? Because we got the.
Yeah, it wasn't it wasn't at the dealer.
All right.
Okay, so first I'll go into options and turn off the line.
Yes.
You guys might get to see damage if I turn the line off. It's option menus. You know what? Maybe it's not in this option menu. Maybe it's. I think it might be an option menu I have to change.
And we're actually seeing the 95,000 options.
Oh, race display. I don't think it's in these options. I think it's maybe in race options that I have to go to.
When you're in?
Well, yeah, as a race is kind of warming up.
And yeah, we got a taste of a bunch of the things that we're going to try out later today.
Yeah,
of course, you're not going to do it live.
Try out the head tracking and all
3D, because.
Okay, you know what? First, oops, I went to license test. First, I'm going to show the Top Gear test track because I don't want to forget that one.
It's important.
And then what was the other stuff? Weather, rally.
Weather and rally cars.
Weather and rally cars. Oh, and with the line off, which maybe I can turn it off on this. I'm gonna do the beginner one just because I really like these camper vans, and I only have a silver in this.
All right, so this is your chance to get...
And these oddly, these are premium cars, so you totally get the interior of the camper van.
Nice.
And I especially like it when you try to look back, because you look back through the whole van with like all the seats, like rows of seats and stuff.
For folks that remember those.
Yeah, and the first time you come here, it's probably not going to do it now, but the first time you come to this Top Gear stuff, it has a cool like Top Gear intro where it tells you about the show and talks about the Stig and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, for people outside the UK, and I guess it's kind of big in the US now, but, you know, for people who aren't familiar with Top Gear, they don't just get thrown into this thing. What is this? So is this, yeah, driving options.
Driving line up to...
Oh, there we go, okay. Driving line off. Okay, let's start. So yeah, this is this is brutal. This is I'm not going to do the whole race because this takes a while, but yeah, this is I think it's so the thing that annoys me with this is like if you watch Top Gear, you know that they enjoy taking I think they like these, but you know they enjoy taking vehicles they don't like, racing them and just smacking them up. Like in these challenges, if I stray onto the grass too much, or if I hit another vehicle too hard, it's just instantly game over.
Oh.
Like you have to restart, and I can't tell you how frustrating that's been. Because, you know, you can't really overtake these things by like drafting, and like you got to be a bit boisterous. Yeah. But it's, you know, it's the Top Gear test track. Maybe I'll show it to you in something faster as well.
Do cockpit view and look behind you, because you sold it, so.
But you can, you know, the cockpit looks fine, but the shadows are maybe a little jaggy.
Yeah.
You know, and then you can look behind you.
Oh, nice.
Which I think is great. So yeah, that's those. I'll show you the Top Gear track in a quicker vehicle real quick.
Because that would be slightly more exciting.
Just so you get a feel for it.
And so getting a lot of questions from folks about how this kind of stacks up to Prologue.
I think I mean it's better, but I think for me it's not the huge leap forward with the visuals and stuff that I was expecting. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think we've all been watching all the trailers and stuff, and you know, it looks incredible, and some of the premium cars do look that good, you know. I mean, they are really, really detailed. But by the same token, I don't know that they are like significantly better looking than, say, the cars in Forza or something. Like they're comparable. So yeah, we'll see how I do in a Lotus Elise. Oh, and I still have the driving line off, don't I?
You do.
Love our users. Love you all.
It'll be great. You play these games. You're awesome, right?
Yeah, well, I at least know my way around this track a bit. I watch it enough.
As a fan of Top Gear, you need
What I will say is going around the follow-through without braking, very tough in this game. And on the show, they always make a big deal about not lifting off. I think it's pretty tough. And when you have the line on, they always tell you to brake there. Okay, so here I am in my Elise. I'm going to switch to my regular view. I'll do a full lap, see if I can do it without making a fool of myself. Whoa.
Ooh.
Okay, that's a no. Oh, and okay, I forgot. Yeah, I get disqualified.
Nice.
Okay, I'll try one more time. And this is with some of the traction control on as well.
Yeah.
I've got to drive smarter. You know, it was tough coming to this game off the back of Need for Speed. Like, after playing a solid Need for Speed for that review and then coming to this, not so easy. Very different style of driving. And I got to be real careful about bumping these cars, because if I bump them too much,
you're out.
I just get disqualified.
And it sounds, at least from what I can tell sitting here, that the audio is pretty much well up to par.
Yeah, the engines and stuff do sound really good. And one of the things that really impressed me was, I think it was just like a little Toyota Yaris or Vitz, depending. Oh shoot! Okay, I'm gonna get disqualified. No, I'm not. Yeah, like it was like an all kind of Yaris championship, and I had like a bog standard Yaris. It wasn't even one of the kind of better ones in the game. and you know, it doesn't sound like much. But so then I started spending some money on it, and actually the engine noise and stuff totally changed, and it, you know, it started maybe sounding like something you would actually want to drive, which was nice. So yeah, well, I'm not doing too good here, but yeah, this is a top gear test.
All right. Well,
And
maybe.
we're
about to disqualify.
I was just gonna say that it normally brings up the names of the corners and stuff as well. So if you're a fan of the show, it will say like, oh, you know, here's the hammerhead, here's Gambon, and all that stuff.
All right.
It's pretty neat.
Why don't we switch over to some tracks and show the folks at home some weather effects?
So yeah, I'm trying to think how I can.
Arcade mode, right?
Yeah, I think I have to go into arcade mode to guarantee that I get wet weather. I haven't done much wet weather driving yet, actually.
And without the line, this will be real good.
Experience. Okay, arcade mode. Oh man, and this is the course creator thing. I forgot about that. It's well, maybe we'll have time to show it real quick, but it's yeah, it's pretty powerful, but it's like you don't get to actually, you know, it's not like Mod Nation Race is powerful or something. Oh, there we go. Rain. Looks like in the rain.
And there's actually
you
dirt.
know what? There's one track. Here we go. Cape Ring. Oh, they don't do it in the rain though. It's such a great track.
Well, just look for the little clouds.
Yeah, I really wanted to show the Cape Ring track, but okay, let's do this one. Oh, this one from the demo.
And so, all right, I got a question from. God, my eyes are going on. Okay, King of Customs, who wants to know how much space does it take? I only have 20 gigs left. Should be okay.
Yeah, if you do the full install, it's like 6.5 gig, which, you know, is quite a lot. But then you have the option not to do that install at all, and then it'll start like just installing, you know, bits as it needs it. And when it was doing that, it was like when I checked the size after playing it for maybe a couple of hours, and it was up to I think 1.5 gig. Mm-hmm. As far as I know, once you do the 6.5 gig, I mean, that should be everything. So it's not going to get any bigger than that, I'm assuming. So yeah, so I'm taking out one of the cars I unlocked on the PSP that I like. And this is, you'll recognize this track from Prologue, so you can see, you know, judge for yourselves where you think it looks much better or anything.
And we have a request to demonstrate drift mode too.
Drift mode, man. I've only done one drift. It's rough, but yeah, I can do that.
You got to give the people what they want. You got the line off. We're showing them.
I'll apologize in advance for the quality of the drift mode demo. Here we go. Totally raining. You know, I kind of wish they did what they did in one of the. I think there's one of the old Gran Turismo games where you could take like regular circuits and then just turn them into dirt tracks. Like that increased the number of tracks so dramatically. Pretty cool.
Alright.
Okay, this is kind of slow part of this course.
And I wasn't paying attention. Is this one of the cars that has an interior?
I'll check. I don't think it is. It is not.
Okay. So how's the handling? I'm sure you're having a good old time right now.
Yeah, it's definitely different in the wet. This car's obviously pretty good in the wet. It's useful rallying, but yeah, it definitely changes the handling. I mean, you know, it changes your visibility a little bit if you get close behind one of these cars that's picking up spray. So actually, I guess you can't really tell whether this looks better on Prologue because I don't think they had rain in for. Whoa. Dope. But it's like, you can totally drive like an idiot to overtake. Like it. Okay, I'm gonna overtake these guys.
So you say?
Well, I'm gonna try. But
nice one.
Yeah, but okay. I thought I was just gonna crash horribly, but like the thing, like it's like you don't have to drive well, especially not if you're in a good car. Yeah, you don't have to drive well to win, and like I don't know. I think it's just overly forgiving, maybe, with some of the crashes and stuff. Like you can just hurtle into the back of other cars and you're not really punished for it a great deal. So yeah, that's wet weather anyway. Okay, drifting we need to see, right?
Drifting, yes.
Man, this is going to be rough. I'll tell you right now, I did one drifting event in one of the challenges in GT mode. It was not pretty.
Is there drifting, is there weather on the drift courses?
Possibly.
Because I remember...
I'll find out, because we'll stay in arcade mode.
I think it was Gran Turismo 3. Ryan and I actually were out in Japan, and they took us on, I think it was, Mac, was it Motegi? I think it was. Yes. They took us on Motegi in the rain. Well, it was bad weather, but they were drifting us around.
Okay, so we'll try wet. You know what? I should choose that. Okay, let me do I should do a dirt and snow track, right? This is going to get ugly. In the snow.
All right.
I might have to use that same car because I don't know that I have many cars here that are going to work for any kind of drift. Well, that'll work. Maybe. Well. Oh man, I don't know what. You know what?
Just wing it. What's the worst that could happen?
We'll take this out. So yeah, it's on snow tires.
We've got kind of some jazzy tunes playing right now.
Yeah,
so I take your point.
Is so all over the place. It's and the weird thing is, like, I think I'm gonna have to mess with the audio settings a bit because, you know, like when I reviewed Need for Speed, I made the point that like the music was way too loud and you couldn't hear the engines as well as you might want to. In this one, it's like the engines definitely get priority, but the music is just loud enough that like you just know it's there. Like you can't hear the music really, but you know there's something there, and you just pick it up every now and then. It's yeah, it's a little strange. Okay, here we go.
This couldn't possibly go wrong.
This is gonna be ugly. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah, there we go. Actually, you know what? I just realized I haven't even done drifting in this game yet. I did a crazy rally thing. I did not do drifting. Oh, this is painful. Oh, I'm not getting scored though.
All right, now you are. So,
Except that heat. Man.
while Justin's struggling, I'll go ahead and answer some questions that I can. So, who was this? Okay, I can't tell. Somebody asked if you own GT5 PSP, do you get to transfer all the cars you have obtained onto GT5? Answer: no. You do 50 only.
Yeah, 50 and for arcade mode only.
Yes, and you can swap them out whenever. What was that? Are you restarting?
I'm gonna choose a different track that isn't in the snow because I can drift better than that. I hope. And I think that was a really bad choice of car because that was a rally car. That's not a drifting.
Let's see. Does the game have horrible rubber band AI?
You know what? It's weird because I want to say there is some rubber banding that goes on, but like by the same token, it's like if you can win events by choosing a car that is too powerful, and other cars are they're not going to catch you because, you know, it would be ridiculous if they did. Man, I'm going to try and see if I can drift in this thing. And this is the track I wanted to show as well. I don't know how well it's going to play with me trying to drift around it, but this is a really, really nice track. At least the full version of it is. It has like a couple of big jumps, and it also has this like full circle kind of thing that loops around. So if I can get a drift going around it, which I could totally do in Need for Speed, no problem. It'll look awesome. Now we're probably just going to see me crashing my Lotus a lot.
We got something to build up to.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a really nice course. Yeah, drift points. Didn't crash. Here's the next.
Don't jinx yourself.
Here's the next drift area. Whoa, didn't make it.
Dope.
Whoa, is that the crowd booing me?
Probably.
What the hell?
That was
is
kind of
that
embarrassing.
about?
No pressure though.
Oh, don't hit the barrier. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna swore then. Oh man, they're booing up a storm.
Well, this is not your best
I
run.
just don't have enough speed for them. Come on.
They're not very sympathetic.
No, they're really not. Oh. Yeah, they love it. They can't get enough of it.
All right, let's not torture folks at home.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Sorry, everyone. I'll figure it out before the review goes up. So what else was there?
Show body and performance upgrades, please.
Oh yeah. Can do.
And somebody also wants to see the head tracking and
We haven't hooked that up yet.
that's a little tricky to set up kind of in the
especially
studio.
in the studio. Yeah, we'll definitely be messing with that. I mean, for what it's worth, I did try that at E3, and it seemed like it worked. So.
And probably what we can do for you guys today is probably after this, a little bit later, we'll do a video of it and.
Yeah, we'll try and record some footage of it.
And we'll put that stuff up a little bit later today. Sorry.
Okay, so let me get into a car that I can spend some money on. So these are, there's my premium cars. Let's tune up my little Honda Civic here. Which will load in a second, there we go.
Let's see. Janik wants to know, is it possible to turn off the music?
I'm pretty sure there's an option, yeah. You know what, we can take a look. There's probably an option in here right now.
Doesn't do custom soundtracks, does it?
It's, not that I've noticed. Okay, where would this option be? These menus are...
Wouldn't it be probably...
You know what, I'm gonna have to find that later.
Well,
I hope there's an option to turn the music off. Or at least turn it down to so you can't hear it. Okay, so I'm in my car. So there's two different things. There's the GT Auto Shop, and this is where you do just kind of, it's mostly just like maintenance, and then also some of the like body kits and stuff. And also, so you can wash your car, obviously, very important.
That doesn't use the Move or anything, right?
No.
Okay,
it just shows a bunch of little guys running around the car doing it.
Nice.
Oil change, my oil's actually pretty good, so I don't need to do it. If the oil looks really dark, which it will most of the time when you buy a used car, then you need to change it. You get slightly better performance. This is super weird. So if you want to paint a car, you can't just choose any color you want. Right? You unlock colors. And so if you buy a car like I bought a car that was classic red.
Hold on a second, is that the game music I'm hearing right now?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So yeah, these are all colors, like you buy or unlock a car in these colors.
Okay.
And then you unlock that color for use once. So, yeah.
So you'll be busy.
So I bought a white car, so now I can paint one more of my cars white. I bought my Mini in British Racing Green, so I can paint something else in Racing Green. It's a little strange, but I guess it stops everyone from just having all their cars in black or something. Paint the wheels, although I'll tell you right now, it's not going to let me, because there are only certain cars let you change the wheels. Aero kits, I'm guessing on this one. Oh, actually, wow, okay, this car does have some. Yeah, that made a real difference. Tiny little thing there. And they all have kind of wings you can stick on the back, make them look a bit more chavish.
Nice.
Engine overhaul. So this isn't upgrading. It's just like if you've got a car with an engine that's done like 100,000 miles, you can just do this stuff. Chassis maintenance. Sometimes they get wobbly. You can do that. Racing mods. Not of it. Whoa. Okay, no word of a lie. This is the very first car I've tried it on that lets me do a racing mod. Nice. Doesn't look very different, but
it's what's inside.
Hey, I can turn that car into a race car. So that's the real simple, just like maintenance and service stuff. Then when you go into the full-on like tuning shop, you get a lot more options. And actually, I'm hoping maybe this car will let us do a lot of that stuff. Because again, some of the cars won't let you do all these things. Like there's an option in here for, I'm going to try it now. One of the options is like, it's a weight reduction, same stuff you used to get in all the Gran Turismo games. Carbon fiber hood. I haven't been able to do that. Oh, this car does let me do it. I can save 5 kilograms by spending $5,000.
Sounds pretty
Done
good.
and done. There we go. So yeah, that's the that's body and chassis stuff. I'll show you. There's a lot more you can do.
And another thing to try and squeeze in, I actually was kind of curious about it. They, I can't even say the name because I can barely, God, this, yeah, my display's a little busted, sorry. Weather effects in cockpit view, please.
Oh yeah, it should, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're there because you actually have to click the right thumbstick to turn on your wipers.
Nice.
Okay, so yeah, so you can see there's a ton of different options here. I won't go through all
I mean,
of
it's
them.
Gran Turismo.
Yeah, there's tons of different stuff you can do. Not all of the options are available for all the cars, but there's a lot of stuff. Plenty of tire options as well, and some events do limit which tires you're allowed to use. Okay. So, okay, weather effects in a cockpit view.
Yes. I was actually kind of curious when you were driving in the rain too.
I have to make sure I choose the right car for that. I'm trying to think which of those cars has a cockpit.
And so I was starting to get an idea of the different filters that you have, because with like over 1,000 cars in the game, how do you find stuff after a while?
You can find stuff. It's not too bad actually. You can I do these in the wet? Yeah. Okay, so in the wet. And which cars? You know what? Crazy, but I'm pretty sure this little Copen totally is a oh yeah, it says premium. Okay.
Nice.
Okay, so and that's premium too. No, it's not.
No. Oh,
yes, it is.
Oh, please don't do that.
No. All right. You talked me out of it. I was.
Well, I mean, you could have done the yellow one, but not the.
Okay, this actually, you know what? Are these all premium? They only put the premium ones in.
Nice.
Okay, that's pretty nice. I'll take that out.
Maybe I was gonna say maybe that's the menu where you turn the music off.
Oh yeah, possibly. But yeah, so when you're filtering through all your cars, there's a lot of different ways you can do it. I've mostly, because I still only have like 50 odd cars, and I know what they all are, like I'm mostly just doing it by manufacturer. But then if you go to an event and you're not in a car that's eligible, it gives you an option to like go to your garage from there, and then it automatically filters and shows you only cars that are eligible.
Okay.
So yeah, it's not, it's certainly not like a hassle or anything trying to find the right car for the right event. Okay, so there we go.
Oh,
that's okay. There you go. I like this car. I don't know how we're going to do here, but so yeah, there you go. Whoa, wow.
So I can see where this could be pain and suffering,
So, yeah.
but it looks cool.
It looks pretty cool. I don't know that I would want to play like it. Kind of, but yeah, I mean, if realism's your thing and you don't mind not being able to see, then man, I feel like I should have a speed setting for those wipers. I feel like they're not going fast enough.
Can you click it again?
It's probably going to turn them off. Actually, it's not.
No.
I guess it seems like maybe in arcade modes are on by default, or maybe they're always on by default in the rain or something. I don't know. But yeah, normally you have to click it. You click one for the wipers, and you click another for your horn.
Nice.
And another interesting, slightly weird fact,
which you're full of this morning.
You unlock horns in the game. Yeah.
Meaning?
So you, the first time I did it, someone was watching me play in the office, and they were like, is that horns for your helmet? I'm like, I probably not. But yeah, you unlock different horns for your cars, and then you can change the horn. And I don't know how many there are in the game, but I think one of the horns I have is like number 200 and something.
Okay.
So we need to stop real soon. So real quick, I'm just going to show you the course maker.
Yes, that was another request.
Because I think this is pretty neat. I've only messed with it a little bit so far. But yeah, so you choose, where do you want it to be? I want it to be in Alaska, in the snow. and then they give you a basic shape, and then you just get to kind of tweak it by, you say like how many sections you want it to be, and then each section you can customize. So, okay, 4 sections, that's fine. So, okay, but section 1, I want it to be way more complicated. So there we go, that's a bit more complicated.
So you can't manually go in, you're kind of telling it.
You're just saying parameters, and then it's creating a track for you. I want the road to be really narrow for that section, but maybe I want the turns to be sharper. So yeah, and then super quick, you can just jump in and test drive it in one of the test cars. And I put in that really nasty bit right after the start, didn't
Nice. You did.
Sweet.
And so there isn't anything kind of along the lines of, say, Mod Nation, where you can just give it a couple things and how to do it?
No, well, I mean, it's pretty much doing that anyway. But then you can save these tracks, and once the online is available, I'm sure you're gonna be able to like race them with friends and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, you're definitely not going to be able to. You're not going to be able to remake your favorite circuit that isn't in here.
Got it.
Or anything like that. You're not going to be able to remake Wario Stadium, which was what I wanted to do.
Although I'm pretty sure once this is out there, people will figure out some stuff.
I like the snow.
Isn't your death stretch coming up?
Yeah, this is my super complicated series of corners. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much everything that's in here. We didn't show the photo mode. That
could be a nice way to go out.
That's all right, let's do that. Let's do that real quick, because I think that's the only thing we didn't touch on.
Yep.
And I've unlocked, you start out with only like 4 different locations where you can do the photo mode, but I've unlocked a bunch of extra ones now.
Okay. And just got word from Mac, actually, who's letting us know that damage happens at higher levels.
Yeah, well, I think it was weird because I've had damage happen to some of the cars, but it's been very limited, and even when I'm in premium models. But yeah, I think it's probably just in like the full-on race cars and stuff that it gets crazy. So yeah, photo travel. Was I in a premium car? I was.
You were.
Because you can only bring premium cars into this mode. They don't want you to take photos of the cars that don't look as good. So yeah, tons of cool locations. Let's go to the Red Bull hangar. That was pretty awesome. With my old Honda Civic, it's gonna fit right in.
It's classy. All right, let me see. So we've blazed through a lot of what people are wanting to know.
So yeah, so 3 different places within the hangar that I can choose to put my car. I'll go there. Then I choose where I want the camera. Oh, sorry, no. So I'm choosing an area. Then I'm choosing where I want to park the car. So now I can walk around it, pick a good spot. How about? Oh wow, yeah! Look at that carbon fiber hood. Pretty sweet. So yeah, just wherever you want to be, and then get your camera out.
And you use the 6-axis for...
And then, yeah, you can do some weird stuff with it. It was working at home.
Maybe not enabled.
Or maybe, yeah, I can't remember. It definitely does stuff. You can change some of the options with it. Go for a 16:9 photo. A ton of different filters you can play with. I like the miniature one. File type. If we had 3D set up, you can take 3D photos.
Nuts.
Change all the shutter speeds and stuff. That's more useful when you're taking stuff during races. So you can decide if you want all the crazy motion blur and that kind of thing. And then you take the photo, and then you can photos that you take in this mode you can use as your profile photo. I don't know if you saw, but on my menu page I have like a little photo of like Ferrari's prancing horse. I took that close up from one of my cars.
Nice.
And you can also export them to the cross media bar if you want to just have them as photos.
Wallpaper.
Yeah, and so that's about it. At least that's everything we've done so far. Like, we haven't had the game long, so bear with us.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's a quick look basically at Gran Turismo 5 because this thing's huge. Justin's going to be busy for a while. We haven't touched on the online because it's not open to us yet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're switching on Wednesday.
So you have a lot more to look forward to. We're going to get some movies up later today where we're going to address some of the stuff here, fill you guys in on how head tracking and a few other things work, and we might have something cool, but I got to talk to Ryan first. So thank you, Justin, and thank you all for tuning in first thing in the morning on a Monday. Game comes out Wednesday.
Comes out on the 24th. So as I start testing online, you guys will be playing online as well. So
look for him.
You can come humiliate me. I look forward to it.
All right. Thanks so much, and be sure and keep an eye on the site because we're going to have a lot more in the game in the next couple days.